otherwise known as Kalavati Devi, and we are on verse 27 tonight of the Kali Sahasranama. So we've been covering the 1008 devotional names of the Holy Mother Kali Maa, and tonight we're going to be going over names 190 to 201. So before we get started, let's go ahead and cast our circle of Om and give prostrations to the Holy Mother's Son, Ganesha. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Om. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Ekadam Straya Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratumaya Dhimahi Tano Dantihi Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Ekadam Straya Hasmakaya Lambadoraya Uchisamahatmane Om Krom Rim Gege Swaha. Jima. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Katyani Beta. Good evening, Kari Kakuma. Good evening, Bhumi. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So like I said, we are on verse 27 now, and we're going to be going over names 190 to 201. Good evening, Live Your Truth Yoga, Annapurna Ma. Good evening, Jema. All right, so let's listen to what the verse sounds like tonight. It sounds like this. Śrutiḥ smṛtirmahāvidyā, Guhyavidya purātanī, cintyā-cintyā, svadhā svāhā, nidrā tandrā cha pārvatī. So I'm really looking forward to these names tonight. And I have quite a few images that I want to share as well. Good evening, Louis, Ram, Chema. All right, name 190. Śrutiḥ, Śrutiḥ. This means she that has been heard. A Shruti, some of you have played like a Shruti box. It looks like a harmonium, but it's just a small box, and it's a drone sound. So Shruti, when we look also in context, we see that it means the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Vedas, as well as the Upanishads. And Śrutiḥ means the smallest interval, the pitch, the microtone, the littlest that the human ear can detect. And it is a tonic or drone in musical performance. So Kali Maa as Shruti, a sound, a meter. Name 191 is Smriti, Smriti. So Śrutiḥ, Smriti. And this means she who is that which is remembered. So Smriti is the mother of knowledge. And Smriti is also the goddess of Dharma, associated with remembering and spoken oral tradition. Now, Smriti also refers to a vast collection of texts and teachings that are passed down generation after generation through tradition, usually memorized and given by oral transmission. And in Ayurveda, Smriti means memory, to recall, to retain or have retention of skills and knowledge, or the mental capacity to remember. So Smriti. Now, name 192 we're going to do last. It's Mahavidya. So you know that I'm a big follower of the Dasha Mahavidyas, and I'll share that one at the end. Good evening, Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right, let's go to 193. Guhya Vidhya, Guhya Vidhya. This means she who is hidden knowledge. And Guhya itself means hidden or occult or esoteric or concealed and mysterious. And Vidya we know means knowledge or light. But it's specifically knowledge that is related to spiritual growth and liberation through spiritual practices. And Guhya Vidhya Kali Maa is deeply intertwined with the knowledge of mantras and mystical incantations. So Guhya Vidya. And if we look at the tradition of mantras, they're usually always passed down through oral tradition, Smriti, with a specific meter and sound, Shruti. Name 194 is purātanī, purātanī. And this means she who is the oldest manifested existence. And purātanī, just as a word, means ancient, very old, primordial. So imagine Kali Maa as primordial, very, very old. And interestingly enough, purātanī is also a name for Dhumavati. And Dhumavati is also known as Jeshta, the oldest. We just had Dhumavati Jayanti here at the Ashram. And she's the 7th Dasha Mahavidya and the form of Kali Maa that is the mother of smoke, the mother of liberation from suffering and loss. And we're going to go into her a little bit more when we go back to the Mahavidyas. So name 195 for Kali Maa, the Holy Mother, Chintya, Chintya, she who is thought. And Chintya also means consideration, reflection, conceivability, or worthy of being thought-provoking. And Chintya also means introspection and deep spiritual contemplation. But the next name is Achintya. So Chintya, Achintya, she who is unthinkable, she who is not thought. So Achintya means no thought or inconceivable or unimaginable, unfathomable, and also like surpassing logic. And this is a state of mind where something can't be grasped by intellectual speculation. So Chintya, Achintya. Now name 197 of Kali Maa, 197 of 1008. Svadhā, svadhā, DHA. Now remember, if you're ever looking for the verse, I always type it in the description of this video. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and like so you can follow all of these as well. So svadhā, she who is oblations of ancestral praise. Now, svadhā specifically means one owns portion or self-essence and offerings, oblations that are given to the pitras, the ancestors. And typically when we're giving, let's say we're doing fire ritual or giving special offerings to the ancestors, like on Pitra Paksha, we say svadhā, not swaha, svadhā, and that's the term of saying this is the offering for the ancestors. Svadhā is also the name of Rudra's wife. Rudra's wife. Good evening, Colleen Kramer. Chema. All right, now name 198 of the Holy Mother. Svaha. So we had svadhā, an offering to the ancestors. Now we have svāhā. And this is she who is oblations to God. And svāhā in general terms means hail, or so be it, or so mote it be, or well said, or even some people will say it means amen. But svāhā in mantra, when spoken, is when we're giving the offerings into the fire ritual. And svāhā is the name of the wife of the fire god, Agni. So we have svadhā and svāhā as forms of the Holy Mother. Now name 199. Nidra, Nidra, she who is sleep. And Nidra itself means sleep. It refers to that deep, dreamless state that represents profound relaxation, that state of consciousness where we're fully at rest. And remember also, ni means no, or ni means negation or void of, and dru means drawn from within. So nidra is that going back internally. And when we do a lot of different sadhanas to Kali Maa, the Holy Mother, we focus on the void and we let everything around us dissolve and go back to the Adishakti, the primal source of life. All right, two more before we circle back over to the big one for tonight, Mahavidya. So name 200 is Tandra, Tandra. Kali Maa as Tandra. This means she who is partially awake. So we had Nidra, asleep, and Tandra, partially asleep. And Tandra means drowsy, sleepy, lethargic, or peacefully unfocused, or calmly disconnected. So there's different states of mind that we work through when we do sadhana to Kali Maa, when we do different spiritual practices, and they involve the purification, modification, and modulation of different states of mind so that we can connect, yoke, go into union. Okay, name 201, Parvati. This is one that a lot of you may know, Parvati. She who is the daughter of the mountain. So Parvati Maa is the Shakti of Shiva, the wife of Shiva. But Parvati herself as Kali Maa, and that name signifies grace, power, and feminine majesticness. And Parvati, we know, is the son of Ganesha, or excuse me, the mother of Ganesha, and also Kartikeya. But Parvati is known by a lot of different names. She's known as Durga. She is the manifestation of Durga. She's the manifestation of Kali. Kali is the manifestation of Parvati. She's also the manifestation of Annapurnama, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Ambika, Rudrani, Lalita, Tripura Sundari, and Gauri. So Parvati has so many stories about her. She is one of the forms of Kali Maa that is considered very strong, but at the same time very peaceful. And interesting thing about Parvati is she is also said to be a reincarnation of Sati. And Sati is the wife of Shiva, who, because her father Daksha grossly insulted her husband, Shiva, pure consciousness, she burned her body through majestic powers and just gave up her body. So very awesome story. We're reading it right now in our reading group of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we're on Canto 4 and getting into the part where Sati throws off her body. All right, so let's circle back now to Mahavidya. This is name 192. And Maha means great. Vidya means knowledge or light. So Mahavidya means she who is great knowledge. And for those of you who are devotees of Kali Maa, you know that we have the ability to create dramatic mental changes when we go about the sadhana correctly. So Mahavidya, there are, depending on what your lineage is, there are 10 major or Mahavidyas. They're called the Dasha Mahavidyas, and I want to share a little deeper about those tonight. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of poetry reading, and this is from Kali Gnosis. So Dasha Mahavidyas. In the beginning, there was only darkness, an eternal black void, and all was without form. There was only stillness. There was no sound, touch, smell, taste, or sight. There was nothing except pure reality, and her name was Kali Maa. So that's Dasha Mahavidya, number 1. From deep within that void, suddenly there was a vibration in the firmament, a movement, a throb, a spandha, a primordial sound that manifested. And that sound was a word, and that word was Om. And her name was Tara. So Tara is the second of the Mahavidyas. Then there was light. The light was beauty and bliss. The light was enchantment. And her name was Tripura Sundari, the third Mahavidya. Then a great expansion occurred. There was space, there was distance, there was fullness, and her name was Bhuvaneshwari, the fourth Mahavidya. Then a great flame appeared, a terrible force, a flame of consciousness. The fire of Agni burned within, and her name was Tripura Bhairavi, the fifth Mahavidya. Then lightning struck. Thunder roared. Electrical power surged and penetrated with force. Blood poured forth in 3 streams, and life force flowed. And her name was Chinnamasta, the sixth Mahavidya. Remember, there's 10. Then a great smoke arose, and everything grew dim. A great stillness prevailed, an inertia, and her name was Dhumavati. Interestingly enough, that was one of the names for tonight. And then the 8th Mahavidya, everything stopped. Everything was paralyzed. All was immobilized. All was stunned. Everything was forced into suppression and held for redirection. And her name was Bagalamukhi, the 8th Mahavidya. Energy regrouped into rhythm and grace, and all the colors flowed throughout. The word became manifest. All was expressed. And her name was Matangi, the 9th Mahavidya. Finally, prosperity poured forth. Beauty and plenitude rained down. Harmony and love prevailed. There was bliss, and her name was Kali Maa, the 10th Mahavidya. So tonight I want to show you pictures that I drew of the Mahavidyas, name 192 of 1008. So the first one, and sorry, it's on mirror image. Maybe I can flip it. Well, I won't mess with the camera. I'll mess it up. So you won't be able to read the writing, but you can still see the picture. So we have Kali Maa, and we know that she is the mother of darkness. She is Mother Aghor, and she is also the mother of time, as well as Shakti Kundalini Maa. Many also call her the mother of death, the mother of the void. And you can see in this image, I've shared this one before, she has all of her classic accoutrement with her hand in abaya and varada, and her trident, her sword, her club, her noose, her time hourglass, or sometimes a Sudarshan chakra, the spinning wheel. And then she has the decapitated head, which is classic, catching the blood in her skull bowl. And look at these guys here having just a party over here. And you can see she's classically seen with a black cat and a scorpion and all sorts of different imagery. So the second Dasha Mahavidya, we have Tara Maa. And Tara Maa is the mother of Om. She is called the guiding star, And the saving word associated with this form of the mother is Om. And then we also see that she's called Svaha Maa. And you can see she's got this image of somebody in a boat being ferried across the plains of the water. And they say that the Holy Mother brings us across the ocean of our troubles, especially when we remember her spanda, which is Om. Yeah. What else do we have here? Oh, we've got this little stick figure I drew with their mouth covered, chanting Om. So that's Tara, the second Mahavidya. Now the third Mahavidya is Tripura Sundari. Tripura Sundari, the mother of light. Lalita Maa, Kameshvari Maa, Shodasi Maa, she who's eternally youthful and 16. And you can see she's got some real beautiful imagery. She's usually seen flanked by golden lions. And lots of times you see peacock feathers because she's deeply associated with Krishna. And you can see she has these bows and an arrow. And the bows usually, or the arrows, she has 5 and the flower tipped because she pierces our 5 sense organs to illuminate our cognition. So that's Lalita or Tripura Sundari. And notice the bees around her. You always see the black bees of Kali around her. Okay, we could go into these really in depth, but we'll just look at them briefly tonight. So the fourth Mahavidya, name 192, Mahavidya, the fourth one is Bhuvaneshwari, and she's the mother Akash. And if you know about Ayurvedic science, Akash is space, so the mother of space. And you can see in the background, the space spreading and opening up. And she's also the goddess of Maya, as well as Ishvari Maa, the supreme ruler of the Mahavidyas. And again, you see her with the bees, and she has a noose as well. All right, let's take a look at the fifth Mahavidya. Name 192 tonight is Mahavidya. So I pulled out all the Mahavidyas. So number 5 is Bhairavi Maa. Woo! Mother of force, mother of fire, mother of terror, they often call her. Yes, I hope you find eternal truth in Jesus as well. Traveling next. So we see Bhairavi very associated with fire and the cremation grounds. And we often see that she has her arms surrounded by serpents, and they're serpents of knowledge. And I'm sure that some of you are triggered over the idea of serpents and the Holy Mother. But this is from the Bhairavi imagery. Beautiful. And she has her skull bowl filled with blood. Now, Chinnamasta, Mahavidya number 6, I think we're on. So Chinnamasta, she's the mother of perception, the mother of strike, the mother of thunder, and the mother of shock and awe. So many of you know the story of Chinnamasta, but we won't go into that because we're just going over the 10 Mahavidyas. All right, so let's take a look at another one of the Mahavidyas, Bagalamukhi. And she's the mother of silence, the mother of stillness, the mother of stambhana and stop. So many times when we work with Bagalamukhi, we are turning away people's vicious thoughts and improperness towards us. And you can see that Bagalamukhi, she takes the tongue of foul speakers and clubs them over the head. But really, it's our opportunity to watch our mouths and not talk hatefully towards other people, and to know that there are so many things that go through our mind that we just want to be like, blah, 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 right? Blah, blah, blah. And Bagalamukhi reminds us to shut up. She reminds us to watch our mouths, to watch our speech, and to be careful what we're spreading from the inner environment of ourselves. So Bagalamukhi. All right. Now from Bagalamukhi, we also have the Dasha Mahavidya or Mahavidya before her, Dhumavati Maa. We just had Dhumavati Jayanti. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And she's the mother of the void. She's the mother of smoke, the winnowing mother. She's the hag. She's the old Jeshta, or the eternally husbandless form of the mother. In one of the stories we told over the weekend, Dhumavati Maa was actually sati, and in this interesting exchange, she ate Shiva because she was really hungry, so that made her a widow. Anyways, we won't go into all those stories. Dhumavati Maa. So we have 2 more Mahavidyas because we have 10 of them, and I wanted to share them all. Matangi Maa, beautiful, beautiful form of the mother. She has her green parrot and her veena. She likes to play music, and she loves art. And she's the mother of wisdom, the mother of art and singing and dance. And now we know that in the right-hand path, she's Saraswati Maa. So she's usually riding a swan as Saraswati Maa, but as Matangi Maa, she has this little green parrot instead. And you know she's Matangi Maa typically because she's holding a skull and a knife, which Saraswati Maa, you don't ever see that. And then the last Mahavidya, Kamala Maa, absolute perfection, the mother of delight, the mother of abundance, of wealth, of love, of beauty and truth. So there's 10 Mahavidyas, and that's my sharing of art for tonight. And let's look back at our verse for this evening. We had Shruti, smṛtirmahāvidyā, Guhyavidya, purātanī, cintyā-cintyā, svadhā, svāhā, nidrā, tandrā, parvatī. So a lot of beautiful forms of Kali Maa, the Holy Mother. Maa, zigzag zebra. So next week we'll be covering another verse. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch all of these. If this is your jam, learning about Kali Maa, there's going to be 1,008 names in total. And as always, I try to share some of my art or my poetry if it's applicable to the names. And next week we're going to be looking at, let's take a peek. What are some of the names? Ooh, we have Lola, she whose tongue is lulling out. And we have Vidhya next week. We have Kashi next week, Sachi Sita next week. So stay tuned, and I'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Jema, Jema, Jema.